We all start from somewhere. From a dusty football pitch, muddy tracks, our focus has always remained locked onto excellence. When we joined hands,
hello everybody, and especially to
we dared to challenge the boundaries.
Welcome to a night of footballing history.
Showcasing the world the very essence of our capabilities. With every pass, every run, with fans filling the stands, we made every moment count.
It was a tough morning.
Even in the face of adversity, we never wavered, never lost sight of our goal. We fought, rose from the ashes, stronger than ever before. One truth remains: the journey continues. Every contribution counts, from the player on the field to the fans in the stands, and even our journalists telling our stories to the world. We aim to recognize, appreciate, and empower your dreams through providing part of support you need to achieve your dreams. Introducing Tujiamini. Let's believe in ourselves.
Wadau, hii wiki rada safi na bigi mazejo tunaenda tour ya mega jackpot winner wa SportPesa. Na mazejo, this is how it looks and feel. Check maneno.
Rada safi na bigi. Boni boni.
SportPesa wakisema wanatenda. Boni, vipi?
Poa.
Kofiti?
Niko fiti.
Unaendeleaje?
Naendelea poa.
Una feel aje mzee?
Na feel fiti, blessed. Yes.
Mazee juu tumekaa hapa hivi tumeshtuka kupata wewe ni bazoo.
Ni God, ni kublessiwa, yes.
Mazee juu, this is our winner for mega jackpot ya SportPesa over 20 what?
24 million.
Na pale juu kuna kitu ulikuwa na umewekelea ingine.
Bonus ya 2.2
million.
Yes.
So ini over 426 million Kenya shillings wadau. Unangoja nini? Mambo ni vulai, rada safi na bigi tupatane mbele, si ndio? Mambo ni SportPesa wadau. We outside what is a SportPesa mega jackpot party. We are in the city of champions. Tuko Eldoret na winner ako area wazee. Kamata.
Hiyo yote mtu mmoja.
Maisha yake sasa iko sawa bana. Check one unanipata. Watu wangu rada safi na bigi hii wiki tuko area ya CBD. Na tunauliza wasee, ido ya Boni kama ni wewe ungefanya nini nayo? Twende hivi tucheki.
424 million 660,618 shillings.
Hiyo do ungeshinda wewe, ungefanya nini nayo?
Buda mimi naye walai mimi ningeshinda. Kitu ya kwanza nanunua apartment kwanza. Najenga ocha. Alafu na floors mbaya sana.
Kwanza kwangu kukue smart na maisha yangu ikue at least shwari. Nimekuwa nikiteseka for long. Ya pili nisomeshe watoto wangu.
Mbona inakuuma?
Hiyo yote mtu mmoja at least tungegaiwa kidogo kidogo. Wangetuangalia at least hata 500.
Lazima niko na shamba na niko na nyumba yangu nijenge.
Wewe si sherehe hivi.
Hizo baadaye.
40 million kwanza ya raha.
Sikia,
ya raha itoke kabisa.
40 million za kula rasu utadedi na 40 million. Kula katoka interest. Utakula watoto wako wakule hivyo hivyo, labda
milioni ya interest.
Hiyo ni dunia ishe.
Hii pesa mpaka ukae chini upange, ukuwe na strategy mzuri na uweze kujua vile utaweza kuanzisha. Hii ni kufungua biashara straight away na kufanya investment. Yes.
Unajua 14 imeenda? Na 14 imeenda pia. Mega Jackpot imerudi 100 million Kenya shillings. Tucheze hii weekend, si ndio?
Lazima.
Wazi. Imeenda, lakini Mega Jackpot imerudi to over 100 million Kenya shillings. Na hiyo wewe ndio inangoja wewe. This week we have new millionaires in town.
A very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to EMBU 7's match day 1. We come to you live from the Njukiri Showground, EMBU, where the 2025 EMBU 7's is well underway. We're sorry we're coming to you this We had a bit of a technical challenge, but we are back for you. The SportPesa National 7th Circuit continues. My name is Walter Rangi. I'll be joined by Joy Toeli, Elijah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Walter. Nice to see you. I know it's been a long day as we got things sorted out, but we are here, we are good to go. First round that has been very interesting. It's really been a couple of close matches. Now we're into the second round as teams now start positioning themselves for their pools, positioning so that they can have a better run for the main cup quarters. So yes. If you're catching us now, you're just joining us in match number 14. Menengai Oilers taking on Mean Machine.
Definitely Menengai Oilers taking on Mean Machine. Now the Mean Machine invited to the EMBU 7s this year, making their debut on the SportPesa National 7th Circuit. Invited side. Totally, we've, it's a start of the second round for these two teams. Oilers had a good opening round. That was a good result for them. 21-12 against Nakuru RFC. Now they play the second game. This is a very tight pool. We have Menengai Oilers in Pool C, Nondes, Nakuru RFC, and the Mean Machine side. Oilers rise up. Achacha lifted well there. Philip Okeo. Kipchirchir cuts through that Mean Machine defensive line. Very warm welcome. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, this afternoon. Dennis Abukuse there. Badges forward. Okeo tackled, but the ball goes backwards. Penalty there awarded to the Menengai Oilers. Machine crept offside in that last run of play. Philip Okeo losing that ball forward there. Gitea kicks it. Open play. And of course that offside infringement. Needing the referee to pull it back. for the scrum down. Clarkson feeds the scrum. Keegan comes round, snipes through, and that's a 9 try. A number 9 try there. Keegan Clarkson going over for the opener. Sniping down the blind. Catching Min Machine napping there. The defenders couldn't slide in time to cover that open space. Ball in 2 hands there and grounding the ball successfully. Menengai Oilers 5, Min Machine 0. Philip Okeo misses the conversion. EMBU 7's making its debut in the local 7 series. Remember, they have a 2-year hosting right. Gitea there, picking up the pieces for the Min Machine. An advantage, a scrum advantage being played. Opting to go to the boot. Suffocated in their own half. Keegan Clarkson passing it backwards. A hand involved there by the Min Machine. Referee playing an advantage. A volley there with a fend off. And that is try time. Menengai Oilers. Their second try. Oilers going over. Cavoli there, breaking the line. Fend. And had the pace and the power to make it all the way to the try line. Grounding the ball successfully. Oilers with their pink kit.
Yeah, we had a lesson on colors and I instantly forgot them. So we'll go with pink for today.
Yeah, this is a pink kit to Eddie. I could swear this is a big bump of their guitar. Big man on small man. Referee having to pause the play.
Yeah, that's a hint of concussion there. That was a serious collision, big impact collision as you see there. Wrong tackling position. He placed his head in front of the ball carrier and he had contact immediately from the knees, the upper thighs, onto his head, and that will signal a heavy concussion. We do hope he's okay at least, but you can see he's not so solid on his feet, and he'll have to go for instant medical checks. A lot of technology has gone into these particular face of play around collisions in the international rugby. Nowadays, those hits are measured in terms of velocity, in terms of impact, and substitution happening there, right there as he goes for the head impact assessment.
Well, they're fortunate Turu having to leave the pitch for that medical assessment. Kenya Rugby Union doctor there, Suji, on site there to assist with the evacuation machine with the possession. We're coming to you live from the Jukiri ASK showground, venue of the 2025 EMBU 7s. It has been home for EMBU 7s, this tournament here, this venue. It's surrounded by a forest. The feeling is, I mean, it's a connection with nature here. It's amazing, the feeling being
kind of reminds you of the forest. Kakamega, yes.
It does.
Being in the showgrounds, and we say it's the 8th edition.
Yes.
But the first time that they are in the circuit, the SportPesa Kenya National Circuit 7s, and they have a 2-year contract in relation to that, so we'll be here again next year, God willing, as we look at both teams just trying to get their footing. Early in the morning, underfoot was quite wet. The first round of games were really tight. Both teams, both the scores were quite tight. It served up for a very good, thrilling and nail-biting encounters. but with the underfoot having been more dry now, we are getting to see the separation in both teams in terms of the score lines. Nonetheless, everything to play for, not yet lost for those who never emerged as winners in the first round. Oilers, of course, with that win over Nakuru, 21-12. Mean Machine, on the other hand, making their debut in the Division 1. They lost a close one, 10-15 against Nondescripts. So Machine need to win here if they have to have any impact. But as we say, so they spill the ball and it's gathered by John Okoth, goes all the way to score Oilers' third try in this first half. John Okoth on the board.
A loose play there, John Okoth. Yes, around the butchery there.
Yeah.
And feeding off the scraps. I mean, it's a poacher's instinctive nature, knowing to be in the right place at the right time, just knowing that maybe they might lose that ball either forward or backwards. And John was there to receive the gift as handed, and they're going to the halftime break comfortably in the lead. That is the halftime score, 19 to the Menengai Oilers, Mean Machine 0. Second half. Machine kick long. Calvin Mulewa. Oilers exchange passes, passing it out wide, but passing it forward. Too many cooks.
Always spoil the broth.
Yes, and they were swinging it sideways. Problem there for the attacking side because they don't get to advance up pitch, and it's easy actually for the defensive line to just, swing across, slide across, and it's easier to just make those one-on-one tackles. And Menengai Oilers, they are guilty of letting that slide. Platform is set there for the Machine. Machine getting a rude welcome back to the top flight. Had a competitive opening round. Just like everybody else, the opening games this morning were not easy. They could have been easy on paper, but it was really a hard task this morning for teams.
Yeah, the state of the slipperiness of the pitch actually neutralized everything for both teams. So, the first rounds were very entertaining to watch.
Yes, they were. Free play there, open ball, anyone's ball. But the referee pulling play back. An advantage there. Mulea there trying to offload it backwards. Hits the Machine defenders. The ball is passed backwards. And lucky enough, their Machine have possession. They have the scrum feed.
Yeah, Machine in a pool that has Menengai Oilers, Nondescripts, Nakuru RFC. So by the order of things, they are the underdogs in that particular pool, but pulling their weight well in the first match and looking to do the same. I think their target for this particular leg is to ensure they qualify for the George Mwangi Kabeberi that is on in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is. That's the next challenge aboard the SportPesa National 7th Circuit Caravan. We'll be heading to the Air Free Grounds for the George Mwangi Memorial Kabeberi Sevens, hosted by Mwamba RFC. First things first, Oilers here battling hard, looking for that second win, and also looking to get the point difference in the green, and that is Achacha going over try time. Menengai Oilers.
Yeah, good play there. Just patient with ball in hand. They took their time, identified the gaps and spaces in the Mean Machine's defense. As you see there, he steps right back in, shrugs off the tackles of Calvin Otieno, then goes all the way to score their 5th try of this match. Just cruising in a cruise mode at this particular time of the game.
Yes, it is cruise mode, as in your picture there, Enos Otieno welcoming his charges back to the bench. The conversion was missed. Oilers 24, Mean Machine 0-3-24 to go. Thank you so much for coming through. Of course, technical challenges hindering us this morning, but many thanks to our crew and everybody else who worked behind the scenes to make sure that we are back on air. It's all in the hard work, gentlemen and ladies, making sure that you can join us live from the comfort of wherever you're joining us from. Remember, the National 7th Circuit is watched across the globe. We have quite a healthy following across the globe, and we would like to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you. Men Machine have a mountain to climb here, Toeli.
Oh, indeed they do. I mean, 24 down, 2 minutes to go. They will start looking at the next game and seeing how much they can get out of it to get a proper, a favorable pairing as they battle to just remain in the Division 1. They will need to avoid going to the 13th place playoffs, because that's where you know that you're out of contention for the next round of Division 1 matches.
Yeah, they'll need to look at the numbers. Machine there tapped, but thought that the referee was playing an advantage for a player not retreating 5 meters, but referee allows play to continue. Oilers making the tackles count. Connection is there. Machine battling hard to register their opener. Floating pass, tapped backwards. Machine looking for their opening try, a high tackle there. Play is allowed to continue.
Well, seems like the referee says that they were all going in the same direction. Look at that particular tackle. Yeah, it wasn't a high tackle from a closer angle, camera angle. It wasn't, just went above the shoulder line and slipped off. So the player runs into touch, and it becomes a knock-on by Mean Machine. Ball turned over. Defensive scrum here for Oilers. Oilers, of course, just making their first appearance in the finals last weekend in the Christie Sevens. Gave a good account of themselves. If you look at the overall logs, they stand third. They stand third in the overall logs with 47 points. So they do have to chase down Leos, who are a bit of 11 points ahead of them at 58 points. So a good finish for them. A target will be to win this particular leg to bring themselves back into contention for the national circuits, the SportPesa national circuit.
Yeah, the target will be to win. The points on offer here, 22 points for the winning side. And of course, the Menengai Oilers, having tested the final last weekend, will be relishing for yet another opportunity to have a go at lifting this tournament. Remember, they've lifted this tournament before. They're no strangers to EMBU. And of course, They aren't strangers to the winners' podium.
Yeah, this tournament has been there right after we had the devolution, right from 2014, and it's been a good precursor to the National 7 Circuit. A lot of teams coming here to ensure that they prepare well. And over the years, I mean, in the last few years, we've seen teams carry momentum from EMBU 7s into the first leg of the National 7 Circuit. The likes of Catholic Monks, Strathmore Leos, yeah, who are serial participants, even when EMBU 7s was not part of the National 7 Circuit.
Yes, indeed. This has been a platform where teams come and sharpen their claws right before they get onto the SportPesa National 7 Circuit. Most importantly, this year it's part and parcel of the National 7 Circuit. It is try time. Menengai Oilers, Kevin Mulewa there, carving his way through and offloading to John Okoth, who glides literally to the try line. It's a 5-pointer in the bag. Menengai Oilers running away this one. We can confidently say that is 2 out of 2 as Eric Ogutu adds the extra 2 points.
Yeah, indeed, the second try of this particular game. And now Oilers will have an eye on their last match from their pool, where they'll be taking on nondescripts.
Well, if you are within the vicinity of EMBU County, no better place to be. Make your way to Njukiri and catch a glimpse as the center referee signals for the end of that one. Oilers 31, Mean Machine 0. Coming up next, we have Sindemuliro taking on the Catholic Monks.
Check 1, 2. Full-time score.
Yeah, kicking us off for this match between Masinde Muliro and Catholic Monks. This is match number 15, the second last one for the second round of matches. And this is a Pool D encounter in which we also have Kenya Harlequins and Zetech. Earlier on in the morning, the first round of matches, Catholic Monks lost to Zetech, who have had a good run. Even as we see going in quickly, Wambani for the first try for Catholic Monks, not wanting to wait any longer. As you see there, Dennis Mulinge attracting 2 defenders, offloading to Wambani, who rushes just 5 meters in and scores their first try. Yeah, Catholic Monks lost their first game against Zetech, so this pool is wide open in that sense. So Catholic Monks will want not only to win this particular match, but to also ensure that they get a lot of points differential in case things happen as they did in Christie Sevens, where that came to knock out quite a number of teams. So a quick start for them here, 7 points on the on the board, and Masinde Muliro, who had also a very good start early today in the morning. Masinde Muliro managed to beat Kenya Harlequins and upset that one 26-15, and left this pool wide open. So all to play for all teams. Every team, Masinde Muliro just better off here, but already on the losing end. So they will need to get themselves back onto the board. They played a brand of rugby that was very direct in their game against Harlequins. It was a game of determination, of very determined runs, you know, players just tucking in the ball, taking on their opposite numbers on pace. And it was a sight to behold as Kenya Harlequins were left scrambling and their defenses not being able to shut down Masinde Muliro. So this pool is wide open, and these will make a very interesting last two games for this second round. Of course, coming in, when you look at the national log, the overall standings, Masinde Muliro right now currently sitting in 16th position, in 12th position with 16 points. So they will really want to get themselves up further in the leaderboard. Catholic Monks, of course, with the semi-finals in their bag earlier on, they are way up in 6th overall standings with 35 points. But today is a game of momentum. Can Catholic Monks get better of Masinde Muliro, or Masinde Muliro have all it takes to upset the order of pooling here? They get into the 22, Catholics 22 goes in on a straight hard run and offloads. This looks like a certain try for Masinde Muliro. Indeed it is, going in to score and get themselves back into contention. Veron Kaburu with a try for Masinde Muliro. Masinde Muliro hitting back and squaring with 2 points to come. They will look to square this game. Both teams very much aware of what is at stake in this Pool D encounter. Successful conversion there from Flavian Otiyo. And the scores are tied at 7-all. Masinde Muliro looking to build on the form they had in the first match, and looking very confident with ball in hand. Sufficient pace across the ranks here. Saw a lot of tries, different try scorers in their first match, and those were long-range tries against Kenya Harlequins. So they have a lot of confidence and their tails are up. They'll want to top this pool. Sevens really a very interesting brand of rugby. Gives every team an opportunity to win this one. Quick tap and go there from Collins Ngoko. Not 10 from Catholic Monks, and they may just risk some yellow card here if they are not careful, because that is normally almost zero tolerance for interfering with the ball carrier when they have a quick tap and go and you're within 10 meters. So a break in play there. Just waiting to see what the referee calls. This akin to football matches where the player stands up and finds himself still yellow carded anyway. In this case, lucky enough to escape with any further sanctions. Ball in hand for Masinde Muliro. An attacking scrum down, just shy of Catholic Monks 22.
Nothing to separate the two, Toeli, these two sides.
Yeah, this particular one is a nail-biting encounter for both teams. Masinde need this win to cement their top position as he spills it, going for the really acute angle there, coming in short, and just spills it, knocks it on Bevan Okoth when he had already gotten himself into a gap there, and just gives Catholic Monks the much-needed break in pressure.
Yes, it gives them an opportunity to at least catch their breath. Mboki there feeds the scrum, coming round. He's Asani. Hassan Ombani. The ball is ripped there, it goes forward. That's a knock-on.
Yeah, anytime you hang around Collins Ngoko, he will make a meal out of you. That wasn't a wise decision there from Nyamboki.
Well, he went and snatched the ball. Well, that is the prize, Toeli. They don't have to run into each other. They only need to get the ball. It's just that it's a hard thing for you to get the ball.
Yeah. Danger times here for Catholic Monks. Numbers out here, calling for a switch back, cut back in, and good reception by Bevan Okoth. Good retention by Masinde Muliro, but turned over by Catholic Monks. Really nice piece of play in defense there. But Nyamboki taps and goes ahead of Mark. It's called back by the referee. And yeah, we are into what looks like any time here. The first half will come to an end. So whoever can score here will go into the halftime with momentum. Mulinge dummies, shows and goes, but goes right back into traffic. Nyamboki with ball, dances his way around his first defender, but is apprehended and dumped to the ground. Masinde Muliro very disciplined in defense, observing the offside line quite well. Just having a tight defensive structure, but that switch move exposes them. Good recovery there by Masinde Muliro. Nice spell of possession here by Catholic Monks. Oh, Wambani slices through them, comes back closer to the racks and slices through them and goes all the way just short of the try line. 1 meter short, and it's turned over by Masinde Muliro. What a piece of defensive play there by Masinde Muliro.
Yes, heads up defensive there, but the referee assistant is flagging in. That sounds like danger there. Quer going over their feet, arriving at the breakdown. Beg your pardon, that was Masinde Muliro, and Quer will opt to go for a scrum. 5 meters out, Hassan Umbani there, tackled completely there by Veron Kaburu. Arriving player off their feet. You can't go for that ball off your feet, and that is a penalty infringement. It rightfully called there by the referee. Good call, good sighting.
An opportunity here for Catholic Monks to hit the front just as the halftime hooter is just about to sound here. Nyamboki with ball in hand, they will need a lot of clinical execution here for that call. Hassan Wambani again, first receiver of that scrum, and oh my goodness. Tap and go quickly, this time no one is stopping them. Goes all the way to score a penalty try. That was a high shot in the act of scoring, and the referee awards the full 7 points and might be a yellow card here for that tackle that was not 10 meters.
That is a try. And of course, it's halftime. Height shot there in the attempted grounding. Quickly tapped there. Going over, but well taken care of. That's a penalty. Seatbelt tackle. Penalty try. But luckily enough, nobody sent to the bin. One of those rare occurrences where the referee is lenient.
Very rare. I mean, he's gotten away with that one. It would have been double jeopardy for them. But halftime scores, Catholic Monks leading 14-7 in this very crucial Pool D encounter. Second half, kicking us off is Masinde Muliro, a good chase there, and the instant pressure on Catholic Monks in their 22, and it results in a spill by Nyamboki. Really quick turn of events here. Nice pressure applied there by Masinde Muliro in that kickoff.
Good pressure resulting in that knock on their little bubble. Pass not as good as he had wanted or probably hoped for. And there is an attacking opportunity for Masinde Muliro coming open side. Hope on the wing. Big carry there. Just running straight into the man. Kaburu. Rocco. Nice Collins. Bundled to the floor. Flavian meeting Hope. Flavian with opportunity to represent Masinde Muliro once again. Signed by Cabras. We're currently playing for Masinde Muliro, student at the University of Choice. Veron. Hope has the try line ahead, and that is a try for Masinde Muliro. Try time. Hope Clarence levels the tries, the try count 2 apiece as we await the conversion there. Hope grounding the ball. Clarence.
Yeah, simple execution there. Just took them to the left and then quickly turned back to the right, and he had all of 15 meters to the touchline to work with there, and Hope wasn't gonna be stopped. Just 10 meters short of the try line. Conversion not successful, so Catholic Monks retain a 2-point advantage in this must-win encounter for the Catholic Monks. So you see there, Felix Okumu beat into that defensive play and left enough space for Hope Clarence to go ahead and score. Restart that goes all the way into touch there, and free kick awarded to Catholic Monks from the restart. Lack of proper execution there, lack of accuracy, turning over possession. Nyamboki steps to on his left foot, then goes to right, cut out pass, 2 defenders left out, but recover well, pick and go on the fringes of that rack. Catholic Monks very astute at playing around the fringes of their racks. Not in this game though. They have elected to go back to the shorter side, a good choice as they have numbers down on that 15-meter channel, but bundled into touch, yes, indeed, and just curtails that quick restart. The referee blows back to the mark on the touchline. Catholic Monks have, over the last 3 legs, shown their ability to utilize the shorter side of the pitch whenever there's a set piece, whenever there's a breakdown. And I think teams have become wary of that option from them. It's worked for them well. I think they're one of the teams that have scored the most off their short side.
Yes, the Catholic Monks sniping down the blind side most of the time. To really, they really question your defensive resolve, especially on the blind side. And most teams are trying to run back the open side to cover the space, but then tend to forget the blind, and mostly that is where they attack from. So they're quite a potent side in terms of their forward attack. When you have the likes of Brian Nyamboki, Nyamboki is a very dangerous customer as he goes into contact there. Referee playing an advantage for offside. Masinde Muliro caught offside. As I was saying, they are quite a dangerous, cup of coffee or cup of tea, if you have to put it that way. Quer played in the semis in Mombasa, if I'm not wrong. Is it Mombasa or I think Nakuru?
No, it was Nakuru.
Yes, they played in the semis. And, they give a good account of themselves. They're not, and you can see for several years that they've been coming on, off. The other team that really needs to get a footing is Masinde Muliro also. You know, they've sort of withered in terms of their form.
So you can imagine they did finish last in Prinsloo.
Yeah.
And the weekend before in Mombasa, they finished 10th. So a little bit of yo-yo here and there.
Yes, of course they do. The other one is Kenyatta University. You know, now they are in Division 2. You can see the disparity, the bounce. It's today they blow hot, tomorrow they blow cold. One would say they love the opportunity to go down to Division 2 so that they can grab a chance of winning 50,000 by winning the tournament. It's also a ploy or a tactic, but looking at the grand scheme of things, of course, when you go back to school and an assessment is being made on why we should continue financing 1 or 2 or 3 departments in school, the results also have to tell. I mean, looking at the varsities, you have Strathmore Leos who stand up top. Falcons haven't done badly either. They've given a good account of themselves. Mean Machine are also another side who have a plan, maybe a resurging chance. They're looking at trying to come back, but it's a struggle. I mean, look at this Machine side. Would you give it? Would you say they are a Division 1 team, out and out?
Not at all. I mean, they have really struggled. A far cry from when they used to strike terror in the hearts of the opponents back in the years. They have a lot of things to work on, and consistency is probably the biggest thing that they need to work on. And this particular Division 1 has been very brutal to teams. You've just spoken about Black Blood coming up, then going down. One team that has done well to just ride that wave is Zetech Oaks. Zetech Oaks still in Division 1 and punching above their weight. Today, early in the morning, actually, they caused an upset. They are beating Catholic Monks 12-10. Catholic Monks, the more favored opponents, having a lot of experience in this circuit. So it's tough work for Mean Machine to really stay, and they have some work to do to ensure that that happens.
Yes, they do. They have so much work to do. Speaking of the Zetech Oaks, they'll be coming in next, taking on Kenya Harlequins. Well, the balance of the varsities, the healthy ones in terms of performances, but the competition still intensifying. A big carry there, and that is an injury hit around the pelvic area, if I'm not wrong. Play continues though. A break for the line there. Masinde Muliro with a line break. Kevin Bukala making the line break. And coming through is Flavian Otio. Try time. Masinde Muliro. Catholic Monks there, caught napping. Quick play. Ball was at the base of the rack there, and all Flavian Otio had to do, his eyes most definitely lit up just seeing the try line ahead of him and no defender.
Yeah, I mean, they kept that rack very fast. The recycling from that rack was very fast. Within 2-3 seconds, you can see there, the ball just popped out, and within 2 seconds it was off before Catholic Monks could reset their defensive lines. And Catholic Monks were a man down in that particular phase of play. But they go ahead and lose this one. They lose it, and losing their second match of this day puts them in an awkward position. Masinde Muliro, 2 wins in their belt, marching on to the last round of games, top of this Pool D, winning that one 17-14 as we move to the next match between Kenya Harlequins and Zetech Oaks. blitz there by Zetech, just spotting the bright colors, the amber, the red, and Kenya Harlequins in their custom strip, heavy tint of blue and maroon in shade of gray, neat there. They need to win this one, make no mistake about it, they need to win this one or they can count their challenge for this title, the EMBU Sevens, the 8th edition, first in the National Sevens circuit. They can count that off. So a big match for them here. As Zetech, of course, in the morning, beating Catholic Monks 12-0 and having their first win. They will look to upset Kenya Harlequins here. The Kenya Harlequins have all to do. Hunting him down there and just bringing him to ground. Fanning out on defense. Coming under instant blitz defense there. Rush of defense from Lucky Divald on Zetech, dummies and goes around the fringes of that rack. Then strong carry coming into contact there. Kennedy Wanyoike. Patient play there by Zetech, but finally Kenya Harlequins are able to get one over them and turn it over. Guilty of holding on, referee penalizes them, and Grants, as you can see there, really goes aggressively into that play, Ramadhan Masete, and turns over possession. Now they have ball in hand and attacking to the left here. One-on-one, touchline, just almost hugging the touchline there. Lucky Divald's coming to secure that track, but did he lose it? Has he lost it? No, survives that. Referee grants them the ball back. Now end-to-end stuff here. At a loose ball, passed to Deck there. Makes good of it. Goes all the way, cuts back in and scores their first try of this particular Matthew Ouma.
Try time. Kenya Harlequins, Matthew there, battling his way to the try line, grounding the ball successfully. Zetech had no response to that attacking play by Kenya Harlequins. They take the lead. Remember, Zetech Oaks won their first game. Kenya Harlequins reeling from that first match where they played Masinda Muliro, losing 15-26 in the morning session. So it's about catch-up time. It's all about catch-up time for this side. Kenya Harlequins. What do you make of Kenya Harlequins on the SportPesa circuit this year?
No, it's a mystery. It's a mystery for me because really it's a much unchanged side from last year where they were the all-conquering. They played really smart, ensuring that they were in most of the finals. They didn't have most of the wins, but they had most finals, and they emerged as the overall sports National 7 circuit winners. That team hasn't really changed much, and to see them struggle this season is baffling. They made it to the semis of the semis of the Christie Sevens, where they were the hosts. A good showing there. They managed to scoop quite a number of points, and if you look at their overall standing right now, they are on 39 points, which puts them in 4th position. So really, still within it, but have a lot to do. If you're chasing down KCB with 63, that's a huge gap to make up to. So Kenya Harlequins have some work to do. They brought in Amon Wamalo in this particular leg. He was missing last time out. And of course the return of Leon Yang really helped them a lot. They look to count on him just to get some good results this particular EMBU Sevens.
Most definitely the strike weapon Leon Yang on duty this weekend. He is not on the pitch, but in the meantime Matthew Ouma there making a break, landing Kenya Harlequins' second try of the game.
Yeah, his second try of the game and second for Kenya Harlequins in succession. As you see there, he just backed his pace, spinned his ears and went, left a couple of Zetech players clutching at straws there. Kennedy Wanyoike just trying to see whether he can have that ankle tap in, and wasn't successful. Kenya Harlequins, of course, now 12, stretching their lead to 12-0 with just over a minute remaining in the first half. A good start for them. For this is a must win. This is it's the only open pool in that sense, if you say so, with every team, just going hammer-tongs at each other. The results have been close and they're upset in the morning, so Kenya Harlequins need this one and a run of favorable results later on. Electing to play heads-up rugby, looks behind, there is no sweeper, puts an up and under and chases it, but doesn't regather it. An opportunity there goes begging for Zetech. As you see, scanned and realized there was no one covering the backyard, and then just went for that space behind Kenya Harlequins defense. And Kenya Harlequins survived that one, a huge scare for them there. If that ball had bounced any other way into his arms, then they would have had serious problems. Now a defensive scrum here, 5 meters away from their try line. Lucky Diwal with ball in hand goes out left, and they go attacking out closer to the 15-meter channel. They hope to swing it back, but that pressure is a lot, and they choose to go and kick for territory. Well gathered there by Zetech. Then they just straighten, and that's a wild pass coming off the attentions of Kenya Harlequins, and they recover that one and go and score their third try of this match. Kenya Harlequins applying pressure, and Paul Mutsami benefits from that pressure play and scores Kenya Harlequins' third try of the match.
Mutsami there, staying alive. The bounce favorable. The man in picture, Paul Mutsami, servant of Impala RFC, actually came through the age grade system at Impala.
Yeah.
So one of those boys you can say that they've played this rugby all the way from their age grade years. As the conversion sails through, and that means it's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. The halftime score: Kenya Harlequins 19, Zetech 0.
Ni vile tulikaa vibaya. Hata mimi nenda pigiwa deep hit. Niliamka mbaya. Niko mic te. Danko. Talk to me. Ni nini na hata? Ni nini na hata?
The journey continues. Every contribution counts, from the player on the field to the fans in the stands, and even our journalists telling our stories to the world. We aim to recognize, appreciate, and empower your dreams through providing part of support you need to achieve your dreams. Introducing Tujiamini. Let's believe in ourselves.
Preparing to kick us off for the second half of this Pool D encounter between Zetech and Kenya Harlequins. Kenya Harlequins lost their first match against Masinde Muliro, 15-27. On the other hand, Zetech handed Catholic Monks slippery win that one, 12-10. Catholic Monks on the losing end of that one. Ball goes 10 there. Kenya Harlequins gather that ball and cutting back in, then stepping out wide, playing and toying with the defender there, but he gets to deck. Good run of play there by Dave Mwangi. Now they come to the left here with a lot of space to work with. Kinyanjui with ball out. Good strong carry there by Masete. Bounces off the defender there. Steps back in and keeping the ball alive, moving from one end to another. Zetech under the coach here. Kenya Harlequins just using the full pitch and now settles down, weighs his options, goes for a grabber kick that just goes into touch. Not the way they would have wanted to finish that first play, Walter.
Definitely not how they would have loved to finish that face. Kenya Harlequins though with a healthy 19-point gap. The background there, the fans, the faithful who've come through to the EMBU 7s with that front seat view.
Good throw there, just surviving over the top of that particular line out. Goes for the grabber kick behind Quins defense. Lucky Devals shows shimmies and goes on a loop around. Ball is out, lack of concentration there and knocks it on. Wycliffe Ochieng just spills the ball as he had his support players coming in. Changes being made here. Lucky Deval goes out. Amon Wamalwa comes in after missing out on Christie. Also coming in there. Albert Alela coming in. I think he might have missed the previous run with a head injury. We'll just confirm that in the Christie Sevens, but good to see him back.
Okay.
Well, I'm on there.
I'm watching.
First action is to defend the likes of Anderson Odur. Anderson gets Ondego on the outside. Ondego jumps, kicks, chases. The chase is good. The retrieval is made.
Play.
That's a knock-on.
No clear release, clear release fast.
No clear release there as the referee clearly communicates.
Number 9, number 11.
Not 10 meters. In that range,
you
can't make the tackle.
Scrum,
It's a penalty there awarded to the Zetech Oaks. Zetech Oaks have 3 minutes, 55 seconds to try and grab anything from this game.
Yeah, Dave Mwangi shown to the bin. Naughty bin there for the next 2 minutes. And that works in favor of Zetech Oaks if they're able to take advantage of that numerical number. He wasn't 10 and interfered with play on the quick tap and go from Zetech Oaks. Now Zetech Oaks have an opportunity to get themselves onto the scoreboard here.
Yes, they do. The Zetech Oaks coming round. Anderson flings it out wide. That's a big carry there. It's a big carry coming through Giorgio Mondi.
Play on.
Quickly tapped by the Queen, number 5. None other than Michael Ochieng, who races the whole pitch down. Try time, Kenya Harlequins. Ball changing quickly. Defense into attack. Kenya Harlequins were under distress on the other side of the pitch, but they successfully navigated through that murky terrain, shifting quickly, and Ochieng being the benefactor of that runaway try. Quins. (26). Zetech Oaks 0.
Yeah, Giorgio Mondi led, I think, with his arm into that contact area. And a quick tap and go there by Michael Ochieng. And I could see all the whites in his eyes as he was being chased down. Really took all of the air in his lungs to get over and score that crucial 5 points with 6 men. Kenya Harlequins really doing well.
Yeah, just to note, this is Zetech Oaks alternate kit.
The mark is there. Come.
It is.
Yeah, so this is the second available kit to use.
Okay, let's go. They have to be 3.
Dave back into the action, having served 2 minutes.
Bind.
Straight to the hooker position.
Sit.
Anderson
play.
feeds a whole open side to attack from. Good stepping skills there, coming back. Switch. Gilbert to Chieng. Takes the team forward there. Anderson Odur, top point scorer from the Christie Sevens. Charging through and accelerating. Try time. Zetech Oaks. Brian Ondego.
Yeah, really nice there. Identified that switch play was very important because what it did is that it took out the Quins players and they were never able to recover from that line break. Good support play and then nice offloading to Brian Ondego, who's been really a stalwart, a strong player for Zetech Oaks in their campaign. As we see that conversion being unsuccessful. Finally, Zetech Oaks get themselves onto the scoreboard. However, that time on that board might just work against them. And you will easily say Quins getting themselves back into a better place with this win all but done.
Coming up next is the second round of the women's category. We have NYS ladies. Well, of course, a continuation of the women's category. NYS ladies taking on the Kenya Harlequins. Ball kicks straight into the bread basket of the Zetech team there. Kenya Harlequins finding an opportunity to further extend their lead. Remember, points are crucial. Quins, having lost their opener, needed to pile more and more misery and more points, of course, if the opportunity presented itself. Gilbert runs straight into contact, not taken care of there. And there is Zetech Oaks going over for their second.
Yeah, very popular try there. Very popular one from Zetech Oaks. I mean, they wanted to continue with their exploits that they had in the first round of matches, but they come a cropper here against Kenya Harlequins, who needed this win, and they got it. So the final score here, 26-12. Both teams with a win and a loss in their belts.
Well, the two sides there, a handshake, a clap, sign of respect. Full-time scores there. Kenya Harlequins get underway, winning that one. Resounding victory for the Kenya Harlequins. Having done the men, we now shift quickly. Our attention shifts back to the women. Kenya Harlequins losing their first game to Mwamba, looking to make amends. In the meantime, making their debut here, NYS ladies. Kenya Harlequins back-to-back semi-finalists. Semi-finalists in Nakuru, I beg your pardon, finalists in Nakuru, losing to Mwamba. Once again, finalists in Nairobi at the Christie Sevens last weekend. Coming in second once again. Well, the competition for the women, Toili, what would be your opinion, your thoughts about how good Mwamba have been, not taking anything away from their performances, but looking at how stacked with internationals they are, the Mwamba side? Is it a fair fight?
Yeah, there's a good question there, Walter. Indeed, most of the purists will quickly zoom in at that lineup that Mwamba is able to churn out for every match. But Kenya Harlequins, with very few players, you know, that are recognizable on the Lioness outfit, have been really on their necks, losing both finals against Mwamba RFC in Prinsloo and in Christie. And those were close matches, if you ask me. So whether it's a big advantage to Mwamba, not really, but sufficient enough for them to still maintain a healthy lead as we get into EMBU Sevens. They're leading on the overall log by 44 points to 38, Kenya Harlequins. So yeah, Kenya
it's
Harlequins
good
just
days.
buried there, yes.
Good days for Mwamba FC. Well, Kenya Harlequins have done so well. The referee pulling play back. Tapped at the mark. The defense retreating 10 meters. Strong defense there by the NYS ladies side. Well, 44-38. That is for the women league standings. Kenya Harlequins coming in second there, playing second fiddle to Mwamba. Mwamba, good days. At least if the men are stuttering, the women aren't. Really.
No, they aren't. I mean, we always have banter around that. Who gets to serve lunch first when you meet and you have the trophy. So in this case, yeah, Mwamba ladies just doing a lot to put themselves top of the queue there.
Quite important. They're shifting the ball to the wing. But the defense coming in strongly. Free play there. Referee says it's free for anyone who wants it. That's a turnover there. Player holding the ball on the ground. Double blast. Player injured. Physio's time.
NYS a little bit really physical in this particular one. They're just coming in for the first time, and you can see they are very strong in contact. They are defending aggressively. They are shutting down spaces. Kenya Harlequins in these first 3 minutes are finding less joy with ball in hand, being hustled and being harassed by NYS, whom we are seeing in the Division 1 here for the first time. So really a good fixture here for Kenya Harlequins to continue testing themselves as they try and create a heritage. Barely 3 years old in the women's rugby compared to their male counterparts, but already ruffling feathers, already upsetting the order of play. Impala, we would have thought, Impala ladies, we would have thought would have been amongst the leaderboards. They are competing with Mwamba, but Kenya Harlequins have upset the order there and have ensured that they get themselves into contention for the National Sevens Women's Circuit. A bit of break in play there that both teams just not sure what the referee's call is, whether it was advantage or not. Referee finally blasts his whistle and stops play. They come back for a scrum down, put in here. Match really tight. No team giving away anything. It's a scoreless draw here. Bit of start-stop. Of course, earlier on, we saw Mwamba, Kenya Harlequins on the receiving end of a proper hiding by Mwamba RFC. Really not expected, but there you have it. And then Northern Suburbs winning the second one against Racket Ladies. That was a closer one. Now, wanting to get themselves back on board, going the shorter route, identifying space around the fringes of that rack, offloading in tackle. Good play by NYS ladies, keeping the ball alive, but that final pass was adjudged to be forward and brings to halt the intentions of NYS. First visit into Kenya Harlequins 22, looking to reap some rewards for their efforts to get in here. Not easy for Kenya Harlequins ladies to get themselves out of this particular spot, and hustled right at the end of that scrum down. Now Kenya Harlequins have decisions to make here, and they decide to kick behind the NYS defense line. Bounce of that ball favors, takes off very fast. Will she go all the way? She looks just couldn't get her angles right. Couldn't get her angles right there. Bundled into touch. put in for Kenya Harlequins in the line-out. A lot of communication between the teams there, the players just guiding each other, but that just floats forward. A lot of communication, as I said, between players there as they play, directing each other on what to do. Most of that coming from the supporting players, just giving an idea to the ball carrier where they would want the ball, what phase of play will they want to come in for. Is it a rack, to carry it into contact? And which just makes things better between both the support and the ball carrier. Nice going down, darting to the left there and scoring their first try. NYS finally getting onto the board. Kenya Harlequins looking really out of sorts in this particular tournament. Really look out of sorts from what we've seen them do in Prinsloo and Christie Sevens.
Well, I guess it's because it's match day 1. This is their first, is it the second game?
Second game, right.
Yeah, so the first game, the result, Mwamba with a very, very big victory there in favor of the ladies from Mwamba RFC. Kenya Harlequins have it all to do. This is a game they need to win. It's an important one for them to at least lay claim.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kickoff.
Yeah, being part and parcel of the cup quarters come match day 2. Well, that is halftime. The halftime scores: NYS 5, Kenya Harlequins 0.
Kenya Harlequins kickers off. Kenya Harlequins kickers off for the second half. Straight into the hands of NYS Land. Wow, what a sight. Really taking them head on in contact and in pace. Gaining all of 50 meters plus for NYS ladies. Just finds herself bundled onto the ground and looks like a really hard fall.
A tackle from behind there. Last gasp defensive effort from Maureen Muritu. That was a sure try there for NYS. Save for those last-ditch heroics from Maureen Muritu, who is playing for Kenya Harlequins, having made her transfer from Nakuru ladies. NYS with a 5-point difference. They are in the lead. And most certainly looking for a second half, the ball to bounce in their favor.
Yeah, they really need this first appearance, and they will want to ensure that they have their first win. Helps them at the tail end of business tomorrow.
Well, they've got to speed up play, and that is exactly what they do there. Making a break for it. Strong carry there. You can see the determination in her eyes. But in the attempted offload, they lose the ball forward there. Kenya Harlequins guilty of giving away yet another good attacking opportunity.
Yeah, line breaks not easy to come by. Good scramble defense there by NYS ladies. I mean, though she had options to offload, but defense had filtered right through the support lines, making it very difficult for Kenya Harlequins to make a close of that particular move. NYS ladies not hanging about, really playing well, really trying to keep the ball alive. You can see that they are a well-drilled team taking on Kenya Harlequins, who are favorites before this particular fixture was played. Break in play there as we wait for just a short medical break. There is a player being attended to Kenya Harlequins player, and referee just pauses play here. We do restart. Ball in hand, Kenya Harlequins ladies ball, darting off quickly to the right there of your screens, but that move didn't come out, didn't work out for Kenya Harlequins, and NYS turnover possession, and then another turnover possession as the ball came out bubbling from that particular rack. Kenya Harlequins going for their first try, much needed try, and yeah, just gets shoved into the touchline there. NYS is defending heroically this particular lead, the 5-point lead that they have over Kenya Harlequins. Kenya Harlequins know if they lose this one, they are out of contention for that semi-final slot. That's why they charged down. She cuts back in and stopped short, met by a brutal collision there. It was a huge impact. Still recovering from it as they tap and go. Kenya Harlequins defending their rack there. Numbers out wide. This should be a walk-in 2v1. Makes it very hard, but goes over the whitewash to score, putting Kenya Harlequins ladies back into this game 5-all with over 3.5 minutes to play. Kenya Harlequins needed this one. They needed to come back now, and they have succeeded with that try. They will also try and ensure that they get a win, because a win is what matters most for them after the heavy loss in the morning against Mwamba ladies. Unsuccessful conversion scores remain tied 5-all. A draw won't do them any good. They need the win. That's the aftermath of that score. Just went over the whitewash really hard, unnecessary, had numbers out wide, went into contact in a 2v1 situation. Nice tackle there. Nice retention of ball by NYS. But the referee penalizes them for an infringement there. Kenya Harlequins tap and go, hurrying things up here. They need this win. They have numbers out wide. Will she go all the way? Looks like she's gone all the way and scores. No, the assistant referee lifts up his flag, indicating that the player went into touch. That's a turnover. NYS scrambled defense really nice when they looked beaten for pace there. Just scrambled enough and applied pressure, and just centimeters away from scoring.
And yes, those are the margins. The margin of error is a very, very slim one. Kenya Harlequins have to win this. So do the NYS It's all about who blinks first and who is able to successfully execute under pressure. Toili.
Yeah, it's in your picture there, bare-chested Paul Mutsami, very heavily invested. Kenya Harlequins men just seated over that advertising board and trying to show up and trying to encourage the Kenya Harlequin ladies to get this victory over and done with. But NYS have a lot to say, and these are warning times here for that pass just misses the mark and going out wide, running across, gets nabbed and brought down. Good show and go back to the blind side. NYS are very aware of what was happening there, shut her out. Now they have to work the full pitch, the full width of the pitch. Good pass there. Will she pass or she'll carry it in offloads? Again, strong defense, cover defense there by NYS ladies really has been one of their strong, but run out of numbers on the left, and Kenya Harlequins go over for a very important, much needed try, putting them slightly ahead at 10-5.
Yes, that was a needed try. 18 seconds and counting. Kenya Harlequins needed the try and they've scored it, Toili. It was that or a stare down.
Yeah.
The other category.
Yes.
And of course, this keeps them alive in contention of that overall standing. But however, on the other side, Mwamba lacks in waiting. I mean, the ladies category is, I mean, the teams are not as many as the men, so you wouldn't say that the competition is as high as the men's category. However, within their small circle there, the ladies have been able to carve out a bit of competition within themselves. That's why Quins and Mwamba have been able to fight it up top. And it's encouraging that EMBU have included women as part and parcel of this year's festivities, because there's nothing befitting us being able to bring along the girl child.
Yeah, absolutely, and they have really done well to ensure that they host a leg here. We know we didn't have a leg in Mombasa, and to just have one here, the outskirts of where most rugby is played, really where most clubs are, is a good indicator of even this home support, the community here supporting women's rugby. But that one comes to an end. Kenya Harlequins scoring with a minute to go, emerging victorious, a much needed win and keeping their hopes alive. NYS ladies first showing the circuit and in the Division 1 here and losing that one, albeit they worked hard. 5-0 advantage Kenya Harlequins, and we move on to the next fixture. That's Mwamba ladies taking on Racket ladies. Well, in your pictures there, you can see Racket ladies lining up together with the match officials and Mwamba ladies RFC as we wait for just a greet up sorts of guard of honor that will be mounted in favor of and in honor of the EMBU County Governor. I think she's the one you see there in the white tracks hosting first ever leg of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit, the governor of EMBU County, Cecily Mbarire, just being introduced to the Mwamba ladies. I think for her it's an experience and an honor to meet ladies playing rugby and just getting a feel of who they are, how they do their stuff, how they go around their business. Duncan Kyoko there introducing the match officials. Just in tow there is the Kenya Rugby Union chairperson, Harriet, as now they go through the racket ladies lineup. A good show here for our hosts, the governor of EMBU County, and that tour there also Harry Mukabani. Walter, a good scene here for the locals and also for the county involvement in rugby.
Well, it's good to have the officials of the county there in your pictures. Madam Governor Cecil Mbarire, Moses Mukabane, engineer, and of course Harriet Okach, who is the chairperson Kenya Rugby, welcoming our chief guest, match day 1, the county governor, EMBU, coming in to watch the games, the afternoon session of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit. She's right on time. She hasn't missed much to watch this afternoon session. Now the second game of the women second round, we have Mwamba FC taking on Racket, and immediately we are done with that, we will be starting off the afternoon session of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit, EMBU County. Many thanks for coming through. Actually, we have guys following all the way from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yes.
One of the longest names, one of the states with the longest names. Very familiar to our locals here.
Yes.
Here, the corruption of that one.
That is a very, very good thing that we have guys beaming in all the way from the United States across the globe. Thank you so much for coming through. Likes of Sergio Makoha from Germany. We have guys from Australia, we have guys from the UK, we have guys from as far as South Sudan. We have Peter Lugano. I know he's keen to know how Nondi's fare on this weekend, as Naomi Amuguni in your picture there receives a pass, sees the try line and does the needful, grounds the ball. Mwamba in the lead. Conversion is short. See the frustration there as the converter misses. Amuguni there, number 7 on the back. And of course, 5 points in the bag for Mwamba RFC.
Yeah, Mwamba meaning business. A big win in their first round of games, 29-5 against Kenya Quins. And that just puts them at the top, you know, in terms of expectations, in terms of what they're setting out to achieve in these EMBU Sevens. They're hot favorites to lift this one. But there's always a game of two halves, and tomorrow is the other half. We'll wait to see, even as Maxine just comes in, a short one attracts the inside defender, opens up for Snyder to go all the way and score. Mwamba's second try, quick fury, you know, approach to this game. Quick fire number of tries in succession there. Just attracts in the defender, and Snyder's a gaping hole to go all the way and score.
That is Edith Nariaka who created the try there. Came with that ball round the scrum, committed the oncoming defender, the first arriving defender, and had an opportunity on the outside there to meet Snyder Nyachio, who gets the 5-pointer for Mwamba there, grounding the ball. Mwamba RFC 10, Racket 0, knock on. Knock-on advantage there being played by the referee. Advantage not gained. Brian Nyambeki pulls us back to scram down in favor of Rockets.
Yeah, I keep confusing the two. The similar body frames and really playing snipey kind of rugby. Always sniping around bases. Nariaka and Maxine.
Rocket feed the scrum there. This is Live Eye, the home of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit, coming to you live. We're live on the YouTube channel, the SportPesa YouTube channel. This being the fourth leg of the 2025 SportPesa National 7th Circuit. 4 out of 6. This means we have 2 more to go. We're having the George Mwangi Memorial Kabeberry Sevens in a fortnight at the RFA grounds, and then a week later we'll head to the lakeside city of Kisumu, where we'll be having the 25 dollar sevens. Remember, tickets are selling quick. Visit www.ticohub.com and buy your early bird tickets for the dollar sevens. And of course, remember also Mwamba tickets selling. Pangale there as they celebrate their Mwamba in the zone. Mwamba enjoying their rugby. Showed there the pass, didn't send the pass, and had an opportunity there to go straight through the middle. Scored, celebrated there with Nariaka. Mwamba 17, Rocket 0. Coming up next, the return of the men's category. And here is the order of play, ladies and gentlemen. Mwamba RFC will be taking on EMBU RFC. Kabra Sugar will be taking on the Stallions Rugby. Nakuru RFC will be taking on Mean Machine. Masinda Muliro University of Science and Technology coming up against the Zetech Oaks KCB Rugby. League leaders strongly in contention there, coming in against the Daystar Falcons. Strathmore Leos will be taking on Impala. The Menengai Oilers will be taking on Nondescripts, and finally match day 1 will be crowned by the match between the Kenya Harlequin side taking on the Catholic Monks.
Yeah, Racket ladies were in tier 2 at the Christie Sevens, and finding the going very tough here in the first half, already leaking in 17 points. As Mwamba ladies giving them a torrid introduction into Tier 1 rugby here. Barely getting a sniff of Mwamba's half. They have been pinned in their own 22. Not getting the joy of anything in this first half. And they will really have a lot to talk about and work on during the halftime break. Put in there by Snyder Mokaya, but yeah, that was an early tackle there and a penalty given against Racket ladies. Amguni with ball in hand, straightens to go and goes all the way. Amguni scoring her 3rd try in this first half. Wow, just totally demolishing Racket here in this first half. Just sized up her opponents, looked at the gaps, and the dog leg appeared, and she just took her chances, went in. Oozing of class, oozing of confidence, wanting to extend their leadership on the overall circuit. Remember, they are the current leaders, having won both legs. That is Prince Lou and Christie Sevens. Snyder Moka with a kick into Racket ladies 22. This has been their home for this first half. And any attempts to get out have been rebuffed, as you see here again. That kick not making any impressions. on Mwamba's defense, finally. But she has to deal with Nariaka, who mows her down there, and Eddie just scrambles her defense, but gets penalized for that seatbelt tackle. Racket now enjoying some territory here. But those passes not going to hand, really creating a lot of pressure. That hack there is very risky. I hope it didn't connect to the head, because that will be careless play. But surviving that one, going into the halftime, Racket ladies having a torrid first half here, as Mwamba ladies pump 24 points past them.
What does it mean to beat the odds? It's about courage, belief, and seizing every opportunity that comes your way. Kwa Waldia Betting, it's not just about taking risks. Nikutan challenges into triumphs. Behind every win, kuna jani iko filled with dreams, determination, and defying the odds. Meet some of our incredible winners who dared to dream big and turn their bold bets into extraordinary wins. These are real people who took on the big challenge and came out on top. Their stories remind us that as SportPesa, we are made of winners. Na sisi ni factory ya mamillionaire. With every bet, unakaribia the big mega seat. So, uko ready to beat the odds hii season? Enda pale ke.sportpesa.com. Ukwe the next mega millionaire. Karibu SportPesa. Beat the odds. Shinda sasa.
Thank you for tuning in. I know you missed the game. Breaking play there from, that's a yellow dished out to Amugunie for just going for the ball and missing it. Zero tolerance around that aspect of the game, Walter.
Yeah, that earns her a definite 2-minute break in the sin bin. Gives her time to think about her atrocities. She probably wouldn't want to do that again to Ellie.
No, she wouldn't. I mean, Racket now have to take advantage of that if they can. But immediately losing their own put-in. And Snyder Mokaya pouncing on that one and going all the way to score their 5th try. Racket ladies, their own worst enemies. Can see their clean pair of heels. I mean, that put in on that particular scrum down, just shoved over on their own ball, and it becomes a race to the try line there from Mwamba.
Snyder Mokaya there, rounding the ball. Successfully, Mwamba running away with this one. Just piling more misery.
Play on.
On the Racket side. Mwamba, of course, being successful scoring with a player in the sin bin. Mwamba with yet another try there. Nariaka just running circles, proving why she was our MVP at the Prince Louis Sevens. Hot prospect. Very good with her distribution skills. Besides her distribution skills, she does, of course, know her way to the try line, so she's no stranger, of course, to piling up the numbers. And speaking of Nariaka, she makes her way off the pitch. Substitution time for Mwamba FC, 36. The scoreline in favor of Mwamba. Racket yet to register a point. Kickoff retrieve, didn't travel the required 10 meters, but Racket opting to play it. Referee obliged to allow them to continue. And hoping to go down the blind side there, they bundled into touch. Uncharacteristic play there.
Yellow this side.
Definitely be banking on Racket attacking the open side and not being bundled into touch. So that is an opportunity that has skipped them.
Yeah, Racket ladies just having it. They need to polish on how they execute their plays here. Even on defense, one person just taking in 3 of them creates a lot of space outside for Mwamba ladies to exploit.
Yeah, the essence of just being a bulldozer there. Maureen Chebet going with 1, 2, 3 Racket players. If only that ball was quickly fashioned out, there would have been a mismatch, probably an overload of attackers on the open side.
That setup by Mwamba ladies, they are like 10 meters behind their own attacking scrum down. Really a lot of space, but it was a decoy coming down to the blind shorter side.
Diana also there, wrestled to the floor. Mwamba looking for yet another 5-pointer. Strong carry there. As the Mwamba ladies run away with this one, the Mwamba men are currently in the player holding area looking to take on the hosts of the 8th edition of EMBU Sevens, the EMBU Dragons, making their circuit debut. And that is a break for it. There's a cross cover there, but too late, too little, too late for Mwamba FC there. Racket finally on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's taken them all of the 14 minutes to get a break past Mwamba ladies' defense, and then after that she pinned her ears, going all the way. No attentions there, goes all the way to score.
Let's go.
Waiting the conversion. Conversion is short there, Brian Nyambeki. The referee there running back to the center of the pitch. There, the line break. Mwamba had no answer to that line break. Beg your pardon, we don't have the jersey numbers for the Racket side. Definitely be looking to get that in order. Diana Omoso.
Back. Play on.
Referee says play on. The field froze for a minute.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over there. Referee fully mic'd.
Tackle now, release yellow.
You can hear that conversation ensuing on pitch. good opportunity to actually reveal. Holding on. Well, we will be bringing you interviews pitchside, talking to the coaches, just getting a feel of what has been EMBU 7's 2025 match day 1. And if we are lucky enough, who knows, we could get Her Excellency to come and talk to us about EMBU, the beautiful county of EMBU, Toeli.
Yeah, EMBU, I mean, they do have their own history around rugby. All Saints EMBU, of course, shining flagship rugby team from this particular county. And they have done well to just put themselves in the map of high school rugby. As this match comes to a close, Mwamba Ladies winning this one 36-10. Racket Ladies with 2 late scores there that emerged because of the different changes made from the bench. Mwamba's bench not strong enough to withstand 2 attacks from Racket Ladies, as we see that last try from Racket Ladies. Losing this one 36-10. And we look to see them tomorrow as we get the proper pairing of the matches. Next, Mwamba RFC taking on the hosts, the local team, well supported here, EMBU RFC.
Well, EMBU have fan number 1 in the house. Really fan number 1 in the house for EMBU RFC. The governor will be watching the local boys. Hopefully they put on a good show there in your picture. Chairperson Kenya Rugby, and Madam Governor Pale, trying to explain to Her Excellency what, where, when, and how this rugby game of ours, 7th.
Yeah, as we say, no pressure, EMBU RFC.
Yes, EMBU hawana pressure whatsoever. Should be a good game, this one. Kicking us off, EMBU. High, hanging kickoff. Tapped forward, the knock-on advantage there. No advantage for Mwamba RFC, means have to pull play back.
Yeah, Mwamba RFC played their first match earlier on, which was match number 2. And they went up against KCB Rugby, the leaders of the current national circuit. Lost that one 29-14. And then in their second match, they lost it. It was a close one against Daystar Falcons, losing that one 19-14. And 2 losses means that they will rely on really a lot of fortune from other results in this pool if they are to get out of it and go for the main cup quarters. First of all, they have to win this match against EMBU RFC before any discussions can be made around that, because when you look at the other teams in this pool A, you have Daystar Falcons and you have KCB. Daystar Falcons, of course, beat EMBU in that first match. EMBU losing that one 24-5. And then on their second match, EMBU got blanked 24-0 by KCB. So really, looks like too late for Mwamba to get anything and to get themselves into contention for quarterfinals. So what they're playing for here is a better outcome as they go into the 8th place. This pool well settled already. Carrying it strongly into the center of attack there, Brian Mutugi. Mwamba just showing and going there. Good, nice play, but cut down by the scrambling defense of EMBU RFC. Ball in hand, carrying it and weighing his options. Norman Nandabi goes out, plays to the left, stepping back in and scoring Mwamba's first try of this match. Good play there by Byron Webo, beneficiary of that step in. Just stepped in. A lot of confusion there, looking like some of the EMBU RFC players gesticulating and just trying to get the referee's attention. But the referee wants nothing of that and gives the full 5 points. And the EMBU have to work, give their local fans something to cheer about. They have been patient through the morning hours when the sun wasn't there. It was chilly, bit of really wet underfoot. Seems to have rained overnight here. Now the fans will require something to bring them to their feet. Mwamba retained possession after that kickoff, playing at high pace, but no accuracy there, spilling the ball in contact. And then EMBU get a reprieve put in for them there after a knock on. Tony Omondi, of course, just accelerating there in that pace, and Scooter just knocking on that particular ball, that pass. Not sympathetic, maybe perhaps should have been in front of him, but they were not in sync nonetheless. Either way, EMBU now with ball in hand, fashioned a break-in play here. Gets into Mwamba's line, but they spill it over and they are punished, well punished. Looks to step in and go all the way to score Mwamba's try, Eugene Ojambo. Eugene Ojambo, yeah.
Stop there towards the end. Kalomito there passing it backwards. Mwamba making a break. Eugene Ojambo realizing he has space ahead of him. Goes there, stops, accelerates, deaccelerates, deceives the defense, and makes it a 5-pointer for himself and Mwamba RFC. Mwamba 10, EMBU.
Yeah, the number 11 player from EMBU, Benjamin Wanyonyi, needed some inside cover. Was left all alone against a very enterprising Eugene. And it was always gonna end in one way only. 5-pointer for Mwamba. Conversion missed, so scores remain 10-0. Mwamba very accurate with their kickoffs. Tony Omondi, really astute kicker, well polished, well trained, and has perfected that. That's a yeah, local fans not happy with that call, and the referee changes the call.
I mean, it's one of those referee knew the decision, but probably
got his arms in the wrong direction. Yeah.
Let's cut him some slack there. Mwamba RFC should be defending this comfortably, playing in the right area. Currently the sun is out, the weather looks fantastic. For the afternoon.
Really encouraging, you know, it's not hot, there's no breeze, it's just sufficient cool temperatures. I mean, if you love running rugby, this is the right weather to play in.
Yes, it is the right, perfect weather to play in. There's no hint of a slippery ball. The ground is soft.
Oh.
Show there, show and go. Brian Mutugi apprehended Tony with two players on the outside there, but Steve Sakari knocks the ball forward there. Mwamba once again letting EMBU RFC off the hook. These points to Eli, that they are easily surrendering will come to bite them later on.
Yeah, I think Pule is pretty much determined. Mwamba with 2 losses already, and the EMBU RFC also with 2 losses. Both of them just contending for better pairing in the 8th in the Challengers Trophy right now.
Yeah, Challenger Trophy to look forward to on match day 2. Kalomito there, steps comes in to the green. Shifted wide. Masinga Oko. Not sure if Masinga is going bald or he's just sporting a new look. Quite a young man. He plays his college rugby for Jackpot.
Yeah, after 4 rounds of rugby.
Strong communication there by the referee, saying no hands, quickly tap. There was a tap there.
Yeah, I thought so. Though he looked ahead of Mark.
I don't think he was ahead of the mark.
Use it.
Yeah, you can see the replay there. The ball was on the ground. The arriving player, referee saying release, release. Remember, you can also get your live scores of the EMBU 7s on the live app. That is Tony. I'll be sharing details shortly on how to get access to the app.
Advantage.
Yeah, that is a good one. You always keep in touch and know what's happening.
You can go to tonifyapp.com/live. Tonify, that TOURNIFY app.com/live. That is halftime. An interesting ending to that half there as the player there.
Yeah, it's been played in good spirits. The local fans very, very loud on every call, trying to cheer on their team, winning the small and the big battles, and the emotions running high right there at the end, as you see Byron Webo. Yeah, halftime score, Mwamba Rugby leading 10-0 against the hosts, EMBU RFC.
Kamata.
Hiyo yote mtu mmoja.
Watu wangu rada safi na bigi. This week we have new millionaires in town.
Angalia balance.
Tony Omondi with ball in hand, kicking us off second half, leading 10-0. They had a very interesting first half. The home crowd brought into the match at every contact, every contest. You will hear them cheering their team on. And in this second half, the Mwamba team will have everything to work for, because they're not going to find it easy against a very motivated EMBU RFC. EMBU RFC, of course, we are so glad to be graced by their county governor, Cecil Mbarire. She's in the house, she's on the ground, she's supporting her local team and receiving all the guests, all the 16 teams that have come here to participate in this first ever EMBU Sevens as part of the National Sevens Circuit, the SportPesa National Sevens Circuit. We have 6 legs. At the end of the 6 legs, whoever has the most points emerges as the National Sevens Circuit winner. We are on the 4th leg, here in EMBU. First time that it has been included in the 7th circuit, but it has been around since 2015. This is the 8th edition. It's been favored by teams as a precursor of the 7th circuit. Most teams coming here, of course, benefiting from having better preparations as the proper 7th circuit begins. EMBU finally getting the better rub of the referee calls here, and they get a penalty. Mwamba contesting that one, going off their feet. Referee penalizes them, and now they need patience here. One of the few chances they have visited Mwamba's 22. They have to make good of this opportunity, see if they can score something, a 5-pointer. Working their way slowly here. Being patient patience is the currency that they require here. Going slowly there, attacking and finding themselves just 2 meters short. Again, something that they need to work on. 1 meter short, referee playing advantage. Will they barge over? They're just barely there. They look to get over, but referee finds that there's no advantage accruing from that first play. Calls them back. And a yellow card being dished here to Mwamba FC player for infringing play in the red zone. I mean, most of those will result in a yellow card, Walter. But a quick tap and go there. EMBU RFC, the home side, finally scoring. And the player just holds his head. I wonder what happened there.
I think we have the benefit of the replay. I'm not sure what number 4 from Mwamba FC did there in that run of play. Number 11.
Byron Webo just following up on. Oh yeah, that's necessary. Yeah, he's really lucky that there is no TV match official that will get him in the red card zone. He's really lucky. He's the same player who attempted at the end of the first half, and the rush of blood, attempted to just hit one of the players with the ball in hand. He'll find himself noted by the judicial officials. Those ones are on site, and they normally work on the incidences that the referees haven't seen, and the sanctions normally follow immediately after the game or even after the tournament. So nothing misses the watchful eyes of the judicial officers. They will take note of that one because it's a dangerous play. Conversion not successful. EMBU just trailing by 5 points with ball in hand, although they are just barely shy of Mwamba's 22. Mwamba really under the pump here with 6 players. My apologies, I think they are back to the full complement of 7, but they are under pressure. There are still 6 players on the pitch, really feeling the pressure, really feeling the heat. EMBU piling on the territorial pressure, just going and scoring in quick succession. Another try, Benjamin Wanyonyi just goes to the shorter side of the pitch, scores their second try, tying this game 10-all. The home team looking to this conversion to hit the front, but coming down from 10-0, a game of 2 halves, Walter.
Yes, a game of 2 halves there. Stayed alive. EMBU RFC stayed in touch. The scores between the two sides not big. And the conversion here not separating the two sides as Masinga tries to add the extra 2 points. That is 10 apiece between Mwamba and EMBU. These two sides, of course, looking to decide who goes in 3rd and 4th in that pool, that being Pool A. Interesting to see how the next couple of minutes will run. Mwamba there with ball in hand. Good carry there, Mwamba advancing. Platform is set there. Referee tells EMBU to get back on side. Byron Webo takes Mwamba forward. The blind going to the blind side, ladies and gentlemen, is Charles Chege. Charles Chege defended successfully there. The ball is knocked on, and that is a scrum feed for Mwamba RFC. Chege there toying with the touchline, floating the ball right before he touched the touch line there, but Mwamba RFC knocking the ball on the floor. Needed to regather there, but not successful in that attempted regather. Chege there with the ball. Alternately, be looking to probably have a word with the coach of EMBU RFC. We'll be having a word with the coach of EMBU RFC immediately after this.
Yeah, that will be nice to hear what their preparations have looked like, what their objectives are for this home tournament, what will be a success for them, and just to have a good idea of what it's taken for them to prepare for this. Remember, they bid for this leg after Cabras lost the opportunity to bid for the previous one. Lost out after hosting last year, but now with the changes, then they'll be able to tell us what they have been doing.
Speaking of telling us what they've been doing there, as EMBU RFC there, Calomito takes the ball forward. Remember, this is the SportPesa National 7th Circuit, and of course, over these next two legs, as Mwamba RFC make the break there, going for the try line is none other than, ladies and gentlemen, that is Joseph Odoyo from Mwamba RFC. All the players there froze. EMBU RFC didn't expect that, and they go over there. That is Mwamba RFC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by a guest here. I'll let him introduce himself. He's part and parcel of the people gearing this locomotive engine of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit Caravan. I have with myself here somebody from SportPesa. He'll introduce himself. I know you guys have met him physically, but bringing him on set now to talk about, of course, what the experience is of the National 7th Circuit. SportPesa playing a very, very integral role in being the overall circuit sponsor, and of course, what's his favorite, a rugby team, and of course, the action which he loves the most. Which tournament really has impressed him so far? Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Walter. This is Willie Sojuang, right here at the ASK grounds in EMBU. I think it's a good, the weather is good, the turnout is really, really good. So, of course, extending invite for those who are still willing to make it. Day 2 action is still on schedule. So it's interesting, of course, seeing the game. The game has grown 4 down, 4 out of 6. So far, EMBU Sevens, of course, quite a number of, as expected, a lot of rugby action on and off the pitch. Teams are putting in the effort. Of course, we are seeing even EMBU, our dear hosts, giving Mwamba, of course, a run for their money. Of course, they've lost narrowly there. But of course, it's been good action on and off the pitch. We've seen the excitement around rugby. It's built up. We can't wait for who will carry, of course, the inaugural title in the EMBU Sevens. Both the men and women's team, we've seen also a lot of competitiveness from the women's side as well. They're putting in the work. Everyone is proving their worth. And of course, rugby, the game is growing. For those who are following online, I hope we're bringing you very good entertainment, catching every action, catching the replays, catching the action.
Well, Willis, SportPesa are at the grassroots. I mean, this is what the brand really envisioned. They are the basic cradle of our rugby locally. SportPesa has also gone all the way to the national team. They are on the shirt for the Shujaa side. And of course, I'd like to talk to you about the experience of, supporting the national team. What goes into you guys thinking and actually making that decision that this is the best product to align with the company?
For us as a company, it's a very proud moment. Of course, for the rugby lovers and the entire country, they've seen us front of the shirt, even for Shujaa. Of course, we normally say that's one of our national pride. In fact, back in school, we were being told about Kenya's exports, tea, coffee, and all that. But I think our talent is also one of Kenya's top key exports to the world. Remember, the world had missed Shujaa a lot when we unfortunately went through the relegation. For us, 3 years in a row, getting into the National 7 circuit, it meant getting in touch with close to 40 teams or so. That is the men and women playing in both Div 1 and Div 2. And it's been a lot of action. I think the strategy for us must have been right, because the 7 circuit becomes a feeder into the national team, which is the Shujaa. For the 3 years in a row, the first year we saw the 7 circuit feeding into Shujaa. Remember, it is that same circuit of that year that birthed the new squad right now, that went ahead, of course, to conquer the Africa Sevens champions. Remember that proud moment, beating South Africa, meaning it gave us, of course, booked us into the Olympics. And of course, it's the same circuit, the local circuit, that also birthed the same squad that went ahead into playing to the Challenger Series. And of course, as expected, few expected this, but we saw Kenya getting into a very quick return into the core series of the World HSBC series. So for us, the strategy is clear, and we are confident it's yielding fruits, because it's right here that even the coaches, remember, we see the national team squad, the national team technical bench, and even the director of rugby just coming here, of course, to identify and scout players. And I'm sure once we get into the beginning of the HSBC series, we'll see some of the surprises. We'll, of course, see, and I'm hoping we'll see really good names, new names as well, getting into the squad that will also just go ahead and even conquer, of course, that world title that we greatly yearn for as a country.
Yes, we do yearn for it. Thank you so much to SportPesa for always backing rugby locally. Thank you so much, Willis.
Thank you so much.
We will be getting more from you as we proceed. It's 4 out of 6, and of course, just before you leave,
yes,
EMBU, who do you see lifting this one?
EMBU have been a great supporter of team community. Team community rugby, of course, being you can never be biased. Once you're a title partner, you become the father of all. But we've not seen really quite big surprises, especially from the top contenders. I see it boiling down, fortunately and unfortunately, again to either Strathmore or the lion-hearted rugby guys.
KCB. All right, that has been Willis. Willis, which team do you support?
I support Nondis. Yeah, of course, it has a great heritage, the oldest of them all. Last year we saw them lift one, and it's, of course, we were wishing for every circuit to have each a different winner, so that we have that excitement even as we get into the the fifth and even the sixth. So let's see how EMBU turns out.
Well, he is a Nondis fan. Speaking of Nondis, we do have the Nondis by Legends. The Legends by Nondis coming up later on this month. Remember to book a date with us. We'll be at the RFA grounds taking on the Uganda Legends. Thank you so much, Willis. We'll catch you on later as we continue with the M7s.
Thank you so much, Walter.
Many thanks, ladies and gentlemen. That has been Willis from SportPesa, the big boss there, the brand supporting our local rugby all the way from the grassroots and, of course, to the national team side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, current scores: Kabrai Sugar 14, Stallions 0. It's all about who are part and parcel of this year's SportPesa National 7 circuit. The EMBU 7s there has beaten high, loses the ball forward. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when they say when it rains, it pours. I am glad to be joined by the coach, EMBU 7s, EMBU rugby team, the Dragons, the hosts of this year's EMBU Sevens. I'll let him introduce himself, and then we'll have a few minutes of a chit-chat just to talk about the basics of the game, EMBU RFC, their debut into the SportPesa National 7 circuit, and of course the experience of coaching the side from EMBU County. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Well, you introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Duncan Simiyu, the coach, EMBU RFC.
Well, karibu sana Duncan, thank you so much. This is a beautiful venue here, the home of EMBU Dragons. Well, you've played 3 games, I guess.
Yes.
And your scorecard so far?
The first game we played against Daystar. They won 24-5. Yeah. The second game we played against KCB. It ended 24-0 in favor of KCB.
All right.
Yeah.
And your third match?
Our third match we were playing against Mwamba, and it has ended 15-10.
15-10. That's a close one.
Yeah.
And just to get your thoughts and opinions, I did see Madam Governor a few minutes earlier make her way to the venue. She's had the opportunity, as the beautiful step is put in there. She's had an opportunity to watch the local boys play. Eric Cantona, they are going over. Now, what does it mean for EMBU RFC to have her presence here, and of course, what it means to EMBU Sevens as a tournament?
The presence of the governor to the tournament is an uplift. It's encouraging. First, it means that the governor supports talent in the county, which is a good thing. The second thing, her presence, and she has managed to talk to the team, and I think they are really motivated. We always look forward for the administration to have, let's say, a good structure to support our team, which she's really trying to do, and we are happy for that. I think the team is also happy that they can see the efforts being made by the county government to support the local talent.
Yes, it's all about supporting the local talent there. The coach, EMBU RFC, ladies and gentlemen. Now, coach.
Yeah.
Seemingly, you're out of contention from the main cup.
Yes.
That means you drop down a level lower. Where do you see EMBU finishing this weekend? And speaking of EMBU, what's in store for EMBU fans who are listening and watching?
Yeah,
live?
our boys are really motivated, and I think we did enough preparation for this tournament, and we believe that it has just escaped a little bit, but tomorrow, from the first game in the morning, we expect to do all wins for the second day, because the boys are ready, and I believe they got what it takes to win the challenge.
Well, the Challengers Trophy will be for that opportunity, match day 2. It will be going down tomorrow, and EMBU RFC will be part and parcel of the Challenge Trophy quarterfinal. Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. Thank you so much for organizing this. I know you've put in a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that the boys represent EMBU County, and it's a big thing for EMBU to play on the circuit. Thank you so much for all that you do, and all the best as you proceed.
We really appreciate, and we promise more. We promise more fun. We promise more nice game coming for next tournament and next leg. Even the coming year, we welcome everyone, and we believe that the team is growing. We have a lot of potential in our players, and we believe that come next time, we'll always give our best.
Definitely give a good account of themselves. That is EMBU RFC's coach. Thank you so much, coach, and all the best as you proceed to this year's tournament. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the insights of our host coach, talking about how EMBU RFC have been able to make these games possible, the hard work that has been put in behind the scenes, and of course, his kind words to the county government who are currently trying to find a footing in the rugby fraternity within EMBU County. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's halftime. The fans just getting ready for the evening session. The cooling environment of the forest here at Toeli. A beautiful evening set up nicely and perfectly for the Tusker after party.
Yes, indeed. On the pitch, we do have still a couple of fixtures which are going to be very interesting for you who is viewing us online. We have Nakuru taking on Mean Machine after this, then Masinde Muliro taking on Zetech. KCB Rugby against Falcons, Leos Strathmore against Impala RFC, Menengai Oilers nondescript, that being the penultimate one, and then Kenya Harlequins against Catholic Monks. So quite a number of games coming up that will interest you very much. Currently on the pitch, of course, Cabras taking on Stallions. Stallions just giving Cabras and making the game a scrap, trying to ensure that Cabras do not run away with this one. Stallions, of course, got promoted into Division 1 after the end of the Christie Sevens. So emerging from that one, their main success will be to ensure that they retain a stay into the Division 1 and invite into George Mwangi Kabeberi. And then that one will help them in terms of the tally at the end of the circuit. Ball in hand here for Stallions, just trying to attack. Not had a lot of joy in terms of territory. Found themselves struggling to get into Cabras' 10-22, but they have what it takes to get there. As we see here, a wrestling match. Ball seemed to have remained on pitch, but referee takes them back, no advantage. And Stallions take their penalty and go for touch, and do not find it. Cantona, the receiving end of that ball, and attacks to the left, a dummy there right at the heart of Stallions defense, carrying the ball strongly there and going stepping one, stepping two, accelerating but getting nabbed. Rayvon Ambale just 10 meters short of Stallions' try. It's quick fire here, tap and go. This might be a yellow card. This might be a yellow card coming from Biden Hayo, interfering with a player 10 meters from the tap and go. That is an automatic yellow card in sevens. And he gets his marching orders for the next 2 minutes.
We'll have a new mark here. Now B10.
Well,
goes airborne and goes into touch, and it becomes a line out in favor of Stallions. They've started strongly in this second half.
Black, white.
Carries it, and you can see there is stepping to the right.
It's taking you more time. It's taking you a lot of time to do this.
That was a contest. And goes, kicks over the defense line here. Chase there, but that ball bounces into touch. William Mwanji trying to start a quick one there, but the referee just says the ball was touched, and therefore we'll have a conventional line out.
well, Stallions have all to do this second half. That's 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, William Mwanji just offloading to Mutua, who steps back in. Tanga just coming in now. Gets ankle tapped there. Couldn't utilize the gap that had opened up in front of him. Ball comes to the end here, and huge collision there.
The battle of the Rastas.
Yeah, Matthias Osimbo.
Mutua with ball in one hand, they're carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, the Fijian. Mwanji with a pick and go at the base of that rack. Advantage played for offside. Referee says it's over, but Mwanji just gets into the try box and scores Cabra's fourth try after surviving the early onslaught from Stallions in this second half.
Yes, there Mwanji there. Mwanji was smart there, played that advantage there. He knew Stallions were offside, played into that gap. The trap there set there, Stallions falling for it. The conversion being successful. Brian Tanga getting the extra 2. Cabras Sugar 26. Stallions 0. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Min Machine looking to take on Mwamba there as William Mwanji goes over. Brian Ondieki missing that attempted tackle. Cabras have steadied the ship.
Yeah, and they needed to. They lost their first match, you know, against Strathmore Leos. It was a close one, that one. Strathmore Leos raced to a 15-0 lead, then Cabras ran out of time, coming back strongly, losing that one 15-14. Then they went on to beat Impala 36-12, drumming of Impala. So they need to win this one just to get themselves into the quarterfinals, and they have gone about it the right way.
Yes, they have, falling in the first hurdle there. Early morning jitters, shedding them off. Cabral Sugar, remember, didn't qualify for the Cup quarters at the 59th edition of the Christie Sevens, so looking to make amends this weekend. In their ranks, they've named Ray Von Olindi, a young prospect there, former Butula and St. Peter's Mumias player. He's won the national sevens with Mumias, gone on to Butula, where he also won the sevens and, of course, the East Africa tournament. So no stranger, plays. Actually, he has been in the UK, where he was furthering his studies, done with his studies now, back at home. And remember, all this courtesy of DBA. Many thanks to DBA Group, who really supported Ray Olindi's journey. And of course, they keep helping in the development work in the country. Laila Silego and company, thank you so much. And Tommy, Santeni Sana, for all that you do. Development is where the game is. The heart, the future of the game is at the development. And sitting squarely there is the DBA Group of Santeni Sana. Well, Cabras 28, Stallions 0. Testament to the disparity between the two sides in terms of quality in depth.
Yeah, Stallions just got promoted. They were there in the initial first two legs of the SportPesa National Senior Circuit, then dropped off after being relegated. Now back, and they would want to remain here. Nothing can go wrong really for Cabras at this point. They are just going through the paces, going through the motions, just trying to get themselves well oiled. As you see there, strong carry by Jackton also at the center of the pitch there. Jackton Sketty coming in and passes off to the left or to the right and goes all the way into touch to just afford Stallion a break that really would make much of a difference in terms of the scoreline as the clock just counts down to 0 here. Stallions, of course, will want to pick a lot of positives from this match and see what they can do as they prepare for an onslaught of the 8th trophy tomorrow, the Challengers Cups. Earlier on, they had a tied game against Impala 19-all in what was a good start for them in this tournament. But then they came a cropper against Strathmore Leos. It was a close one, 19-5. And they had hopes that, they can get one over Cabras, but they came up against Cabras, who needed this win so much. And looking at the scoreboard, I think this is well and dusted.
Happens to be the last play.
It looks to be done and dusted as Brian Tanga comes down. The open side, Brian Mutua poses and passes it strongly out wide. And there you have it, center referee signals for the end of that one. That is Robinson Kiplangat blowing the full-time whistle. Full-time scores, Cabral Sugar. Resounding victory, full-time scores, Cabral Sugar 26. Stallions Rugby 0. Coming up next, Mean Machine, one of the invited sides to the SportPesa National 7th Circuit EMBU 7s, coming up against Wanyore.
Ready? Time and run.
Welcome to the 19th match of day 1 here in EMBU 7s. This one is between Nakuru versus Mean Machine, and this is a Pool C encounter. Earlier on in the morning, first round, Nakuru took on Menengai Oilers in the Rift Valley, the neighbors derby there. Lost that one 21-12 to Menengai Oilers. Then in their second match, they beat Nondescript 17-12. So if they win this one, then they have their hands up for the main cup quarterfinals, one that they will need. Machine, of course, promoted, actually invited to these EMBU Sevens, and did a good job in the first round of games where they took on Nondescript. It was a close one, ending 15-10 in favor of Nondescripts. And then in their second match, they got a drumming by Menengai Oilers, that one ending 31-0. So they have something to fight for here. Their first win. It's been ages for them playing in the Division 1. And they have gotten an invite, and what can they make the best of if only to lift their hands up for the remaining 2 legs of this SportPesa 7th National Circuit. Nakuru, of course, with dwindling fortunes, coming from a high of semi-finals and then appearing in the Challengers Trophy last in Christie. So they will look to finish strongly here, get a better quarterfinal pairing tomorrow, and see what they can make from that one. Swinging the ball to the left there to Ojuang, number 12 in green, but referee says there was a knock-on before that play and gives the ball advantage to Mean Machine. Yeah, that seems to have traveled forward. It comes back for a ball for Mean Machine to work with here. They're still in their 22, trying to get themselves out. He's not gonna get out through that route. Well, Shefford almost into touch by Habakuk Ouma. They regroup and go back, losing ground just at the doorsteps of their try box. Will they kick or will they persist in this approach? And he cleans his ban on his outside. Some serious pace here being shown by Mean Machine, but tracked back and gets nabbed. Referee playing advantage for a high tackle there. Mean Machine doing well to maintain their shape and structure, trusting in their hands and getting round. Another strong carry here. Another tackle that is adjudged to be high. Nakuru really surviving here. They'll get punished by Mean Machine. Machine now just 5 meters out.
Go back, Green.
Coming all the way from their own 5 meter. And now just knocking at the doors here. The referee says advantage is over and pinches that ball and is going all the way. Felix Okoth intercepts that. The very last pass that was going to cost Nakuru 5 points is turned round and transitions from defense and goes and scores Nakuru's first try and is all winded. But 5 points to the good for Nakuru. What a run of play, what a face of play there, Walter.
Yes. This one, the Machine were attacking there. They just needed to get the passes to hit the mark. Felix there, grimacing, the face tells it all. They struggle to make it all the way to the try line, and then he says, time to take a break there. You can see him pulling in the big ones.
Yeah.
Felix Okoth there, the tall, lanky figure of Felix coming through. Remember, he broke through to the national 7th side, played for the Morans at the Rugby Africa Cup 7s. An experienced campaigner so far, done quite a number of years at Nakuru FC. Coming into his own now, trying to shed off the injury problems that he's had. And you know, with his frame, injuries tend to, if you get an injury there, the struggle to get back to full fitness is quite a challenge.
Yeah, indeed. Nakuru now hitting the front. 2 minutes to go, just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. Mean Machine gifting Felix Okoth, but the referee says he was offside. Can hear clearly the referee calling him offside on that one. He had lined up that particular pass, but never getting the referee's call here. Mean Machine, of course, did the same and succeeded to get out of their 22 last time. They didn't get the rewards for that. This time round, another kick that doesn't find touch. Big mistake there. Bonaventure Opande gets ball and gives it to Okoth, and just he goes to the left there, looks around and discovers needs to bring it back. Nakuru just playing patient rugby here, carrying ball and having support players around, recycling it, and that's a loose pass, intercepted. They won't catch him. They're never gonna catch him. He's going all the way to score. Mean Machine's first try, Ranko Nunda. Very popular try, that one.
Well, Nakuru, having received the intercept, decide to give it back. They're not selfish, these Nakuru guys.
Yeah, Christmas comes early for Nanko there. I mean, all neutrals will say that is a good one for them. They worked so hard last time, but never got a reward. This time round, just gifted the ball and go and score. Conversion is good. So the game is tied at 7-all. Mean Machine want to make a meal, the scrap out of this game. They want rewards more than just 1 pointer for losses. They want the full complement of 4 points from this Nakuru game. Nakuru, on the other hand, really need this win.
They do. They need the win. It's all about the point calculation now as we get towards the final of match day 1. Machine strong on the attack. 7-7 the scoreline. Nanko once again goes into contact. Ranko Nunda, ball is recycled. Machine moving it left to right of your screen. Player isolated there, Victor Matiko pouncing on that loose ball. Open side opportunity there for Nakuru. Nakuru on the attack. Going through is Joel Mboya. One step there, come back, the open side, Felix.
Advantage over.
Felix, big lanky figure of Felix, long enough to reach over to ground the ball. Try time, Nakuru FC. Felix goes over for his second. Felix there had every right to dive over, close enough to the try line, tall enough, and of course, Chris exchanging passes. There was an advantage, referee playing it, but eventually Nakuru get the rewards. They reap the rewards. Halftime scores. Nakuru FC 14, Mean Machine 7.
Bila kuwa na tough mind, kuambia ni ngumu. Mpaka mtu akue kabisa na akili ile kabisa tough, kwa sababu mbio si fun.
Talent demands sacrifice.
Why boxing is because one day a man just came and slapped me. I wanted to go to the gym, learn the skills, and get a revenge on any kind of man who would want to take advantage of me.
Miaka mingi iliyopita watu walikuwa wanaonekana kama watu ambao ni wakichakani, lakini sasa tuna jina nzuri kupitia hii sponsorship ya SportPesa.
There's some races that I wasn't able to participate because I didn't get the funds. But now that Jamini is in the picture, my dream is to take part in the Tour de France, biggest race, cycling race worldwide.
Jamini, through SportPesa, gathered its resources and decided that let's revolutionize how we support the sports and talent ecosystem, be it the individual players or even the teams in Kenya.
In the spirit of Tujiamini, ni touch alive. Kuna talanta ambayo ilikuwa inakufa lakini umeifufua.
The journey has only just begun.
Mean Machine ready to kick us off for the second half of this game. The first half they did really like the face of Felix Okoth. Got 2 tries against them and just got them thinking of whether they can get anything in this second half, because even a missed one that was called against him by the referee, still Felix Okoth was at the end of it all. Mean Machine, of course, scored a very, very popular try, and they'll want to see what they can do, just get themselves back into this game. They trail by a solitary try. They have everything I think they need to get past Nakuru in this one. Nakuru, on the other hand, with one loss, they will need, and one win, they will need this particular win. Losing to Leos must have hurt early on in the morning, their first match, but they look to make amends here. This pool turning out to be a little bit tighter than Nakuru would have wished for. Referee penalizes them. Penalizes Mean Machine.
Scrum, white. Scrum.
And Nakuru opt to go for the scrum.
Mix up.
Can see there.
Dutea making that tackle, going low, textbook tackle, but there was an infringement, early infringement there, earning Nakuru a repeat. They'll be looking to feed this scrum. Joel Mboya, brother of John Okoth, and of course Philip Okeo, the youngest of the Okeo trio, currently in charge of halfback duties at Nakuru FC, all coming through the pipeline at Wanyore Academy. Produced quite a number of internationals.
Oh yes.
A very, very good pipeline there for the future.
Yes, Nakuru, of course, with a lot of heritage, one of the oldest clubs in that Rift Valley, and they have really had a number of fantastic players. Most of those, they also have exported a lot of players. As you see a loop around face of play there, Nakuru now going all the way to score. That was well manufactured. Bonaventure Opande at the end of it scores for Nakuru's third try, and seems like stretching their lead further from Mean Machine.
Yeah, there in your picture there, the offload was a beautiful one. Bonaventure Opande shaping to go out and turning back inwards. The defender there, the hips are turned, couldn't make that defensive tackle. And of course, Nakuru FC surging away from the Mean Machine. Nakuru 19, Mean Machine 7. Opande has been a very good servant for Nakuru. He's slippery, attacks well. He's good. He's no stranger, of course, to the try line. You can see his finishing skills. Stepped back in, had one decision to make, and that decision was to ground the ball. No defender in sight to try and apprehend him 5 meters out. Mean Machine all to do this second half. 3 minutes, 51 seconds to go. Knock on, and Machine guilty of surrendering possession way too easily to Nakuru. And Nakuru, good account. They will definitely look to actually score from this, and this could easily now mean that it's probably lights out for the Mean Machine side.
Yeah, lights out it will be if Machine concede another one. Nakuru, of course, have the ability to just starve you of ball. They can swing it from one end to another, as we see here, strolling in for their fourth try of the game. And yeah, they just have this ability to just retain possession, work you out, and before you realize it, you have opened up your try box for them. In this case, just Nakuru, fast face ball, straight aggressive running to your man, keep the ball in both hands and keep your defender honest, and then have all 15 meters to work with and score.
Well, 24, Mean Machine 7. Coming up next, we have Zetech Oaks taking on Masinda Muliro. That is yet another tough affair. Pool D. And after that, we'll have KCB Rugby take on Daystar Falcons. So we have so much lined up. Firework games coming up. KCB taking on the Daystar Falcons. Strathmore Leos will be taking on Impala. Menengai Oilers coming up against the nondescript Kenya Quins will be finishing off match day 1, taking on the Catholic Monks.
Yeah, Mean Machine playing with fire here. David Ojago going into contact and almost losing that ball. But immediately after, that was a pressure ball. And Mean Machine trying to kick their way out of trouble, but just getting themselves into far much more trouble, really. Mean Machine now conceding one extra point, one extra try, get themselves in trouble.
29. Move. Mean Machine 7.
That is a strong performance there from Nakuru Rugby. Confident enough that they have one leg in the cup quarters with this result. 2 out of 3 in favor of Nakuru. They only lost to the Strathmolleos earlier on today. First game of the day.
Yeah.
We had Nakuru trailing Menengai Oilers 21-12. Second game, we had Nakuru winning against Nondis Narrow 12-17. So this result here definitely seals it for Nakuru FC. They will be looking for a loss to come their way if the Menengai Oilers lose it, but well, it's everything to play for this last round of play, the SportPesa National 7th Circuit. Bonaventure Openda goes over Nakuru 34. Machine there, their biggest enemy. 3 players going for one single ball, no communication, none whatsoever. Bonaventure Opande staying alive, the broken pieces, the bounce being perfect for Boni, and that is try time.
Yeah, the wheels effectively coming off for Mean Machine in the second half. They only had a 14-7 lead to chase. They have licked 20 points, 20 unanswered points in this second half, and all the distinction to show there having come from Division 2. And Nakuru not easing off, putting them under pressure, looking for more scores, looking for more points in this second half. Machine rarely being able to exit their 22. They've had a plenary of mistakes, missed kicks for touch, and also just overcommitting men in contact areas, gifting Nakuru with a lot of territory. Yeah, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for them in this second half.
I mean, everything that could go wrong just goes wrong. That run of play, the last run of play, the scrum have just flung that ball to literally no one.
Yeah.
He didn't make the connection to whoever was receiving the ball there. You can see a high ball over the head there, missing one player. Then there is opportunity to clear the ball, kicking it forward, the charge down, and the best bounce you can ever expect coming Nakuru's way. That is a strong performance there. Nakuru FC with a resounding victory, 41-7 in favor of Nakuru Rugby. Nakuru proceed to the cup quarters. Will be decided later on who they play. We're coming on next in Sky Blue from Kakamega County. Watu wetu wa Ingoa, I know you're tuned in. Watu ya Kabras, watu ya Masinde Muliro, and of course Western Bulls. Western Bulls playing in the Division 2 category. And of course, the Reach Rugby region of Kakamega. Represented here, Masinde Muliro taking on the Zetech Oaks.
Stop and then nikasahau kustart.
Check, mic check.
And we are off, we are live for this match. This is your 20th game of day 1, pitting Zetech Oaks against Masinde Muliro, a Pool D fixture. The other teams in that pool include Kenya Harlequins and the Catholic Monks. In the earlier matches played today, Masinde Muliro had a good win against Kenya Harlequins. One will almost say an upset of the day. 26-15, they ran out winners in that particular match. Zetech Oaks also had a win, a strong one, against Catholic Monks that ended 12-10. And then in the second round of matches, Masinde Muliro winning that one 17-14 against Catholic Monks. Zetech Oaks lost that one to Kenya Harlequins, their second match, 26-12. And therefore, in this grand scheme of things, you look at Masinde Muliro already having both feet in the finals, in the quarterfinals. And this is just an icing on the cake for them here. Win this one, they go top of the pool. And this is just what Sevens rugby is all about. In Christie Sevens, Masinde Muliro finished in the 11th position, garnering only 5 points. So you can see the difference coming here and topping the pool. They will find themselves playing for the quarterfinals and at worst 5th place playoffs. So a swing in momentum for them, but they do have it here. They have been a form team in Pool D. Zetech Oaks, of course, if they can upset this one, then they will bring a lot of, we call it mathematics, in this Pool D, because Harlequins are waiting to play their next game against Catholic Monks. That will be a nerve-wracking match, because if they lose it, they are out. So Zetech Oaks have matters in their own hands here, but they will have to wait for also a fortune in that final match between Kenya Harlequins and Catholic Monks. They have to win this one against the form team, Masinde Muliro, and that grabber kick going in dead into touch. Zetech Oaks trying to vary their play. Anderson will go with that kick that doesn't remain in for them to be able to utilize it. 5-meter defensive scrum here for Masinde Muliro. A lot of hard work for them. This is normally a very delicate stage of game, attacking from your own 5-yard. Any loose pass, any ball to deck, and your opponents just have 5 meters to work with, can easily consider try, even with ball in hand. You need accuracy, you need to be very clinical, and your choices really have to be spot on. Any mistake here, then you're done. And you can see there Collins Ngoko just concluding the pressure is too much. Goes for the kick. This might turn out well for them if this ball stays in the try box. Does it stay? No. I think he grounds it on the whitewash there. It won't. The referee has to go and check it out with the in-goal assistant referee. In-goal assistant referee has the final say on this one. It was kicked into the try box, but seemed to me like it was on the whitewash there, just seeing it, and yeah, that was in the whitewash. That's out. Shouldn't be a try. Shouldn't be a try. But referee has to...
No try, boys.
Yeah, no try call by the referee.
No, wait, just wait.
Good communication there between the two of them.
Yes, it is a good communication channel between the referees.
Just hold.
Deciding that one. Remember, we have the benefit of the replay. However, the match officials don't have that response. And of course, good touchline refereeing there, because it needed the referee from the touchline to help the center referee decide if indeed Masinde Muliro grounded that ball. 22 wristed, Gilbert to Chiang, well apprehended. Cross kick. Johnson Wafula to Brian Ondego. Brian Ondego insists on going down the blind. Good ruck clearance there. Strong effort. Medics being signaled to make their way onto the pitch. Brian Ondego there dances with the most defensive line. Flings in a pass. Players isolated there. Flavin Otio. So the isolation. There goes Anderson. Steps. Sees the oncoming attacker. Good line there by Mtemi Kamagera. That is Kennedy Mtemi Wanyoike, who goes over for the Zetech opener. Conversion is successful. Interchange of passes there. Gilbert to Anderson. Anderson gooses. Sees the oncoming Wanyoike running a good line. The defense couldn't do much, and that is the struggle. The struggle there was to make the tackle, but they couldn't successfully make the tackle. Zetech take the lead. They get the conversion right. Anderson Odur doing the destructive work. Remember, however much the diminutive figure of Anderson Odur is, never belied to. The young man packs a punch. He was the top point scorer at the Christie Sevens, the 59th edition of the Christie Sevens, the 3rd edition of the SportPesa National 7th Circuit. The Caravan this year coming to EMBU for the very first time. Flavian Tungoko, big frame of Ngoko there, taking on his counterpart from the Zetech Oaks, Mark Demba. Mark Demba there. Or Fuller cynical there.
Yeah.
Robs.
Gets himself into trouble there. Really lucky to survive that one. But Masinde Muliro would want to get themselves back onto the board here. Zetech have had a lot of advantage. They have had possession, had territory, and they will feel, Masinde Muliro will feel a little bit done by, but rugby is rugby. They played 6 men in conceding that try. They had a player down injured, and I could see some of them just trying to talk to the referee about it.
That's a forward pass, Oscar. Really.
Yeah, looks like it, but the referee was on the spot as Masinde Muliro do an interchange of play to see Moses Bulemi go over for their first try. See that short angle that he came in, Hope Clarence, then offloaded off deck to Bulemi.
Well, you wouldn't blame Hope. The realization that the tackle was complete, the player was on the floor, clear release, and of course going for that conversion. Zetech 7, Masinde Muliro 7. That is the halftime score.
Niliona dust up. Niliona kwa line, yes, kuna stop. So kuangalia nikaona.
Brian Ondego, ball in hand, kicks us off for this tight affair between Masinde Muliro and Zetech Oaks. The second half, Masinde Muliro 2 wins in their belt already. A draw will suffice. Zetech Oaks 1 win, 1 loss. They require this win to just get matters complicated as we wait for the second match, the last one in this particular Pool D. That will be between Kenya Harlequins and Catholic Monks. That one also slippery slope for both teams, especially Kenya Harlequins, because they have 1 win and 1 loss. So all to play for here for Zetech Oaks. Masinde Muliro a bit comfortable with proceedings right now, but this could change, turn on its head any moment, as Masinde Muliro now look to exit a wonderful kick. Few that you'll see in sevens that really ease of pressure like that one, Walter.
Bleu, bleu, bleu.
Well, the pressure is easing. Is it easing? Is it creasing? Is it increasing?
Depends if you're in blue or sky blue or dark blue here.
Tackle now, release.
Well, these two sides still no clear winner here. Moose trying to fashion out an opportunity. One missed tackle there. Closer to the try line, they inch.
Tackle now,
Zetech
release.
told to release. Dummy, show and go there. Hope Clarence, extravagant dummy there. And try time. Masinde Muliro, that is Veron Kaburu. His eyes lit up once he saw the try line. And he knew definitely this is the opportunity for me. Myself and I took it up with both hands. Veron Kaburu.
Yeah, I mean, he saw everything there, and they saw the defense was quite stretched. I mean, that space was quite big between that is Mark Demba and his inside defender. All that he needed to do there was to stroll in and score Veron Kaburu. And that one really now stretches the lead. Zetech, of course, still can have these within their hands. Ondego there offloads to the inside and they're off to the races here. Good support, close quarter combat here, and good offloading, keeping the ball alive, causing all problems to Masinde Muliro. But unfortunately, there is a knock on there by Mark Demba. And again, Masinde Muliro, if they lose this one, the pool is completely wide open.
Yes, it throws chaos into that pool. Remember, this pool, everyone has lost except Masinde Muliro, so this is a decider here. Really, Masinde Muliro with their fate in their own hands. Win this, they go top of the pool and hopefully get a favorable bounce in the decision